I'm sweating.
It's an ECLECTICKA, Michael, and we got my man Drew, we got Charles, and this is Eclectic, everything sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, cosplay, and video games. How you guys doing today?
Great.
It's hot, brother.
Busy, hot. For some people, I'm in air conditioning, so I'm good. That's Charles's problem. I'm just
It's like I'm hunting gators, man. Like in a
Oh man, there's so much news going on today. But I think the funniest thing, we'll start out that with Superman. The new Superman is supposed to be on Supergirl.
Let the roast begin, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me, why does my boy look like he got a Superman suit by an extra large by accident from the Home Depot? Like, come on, my boy. Why does he look like with the freaking 5 o'clock shadow? Like he woke up and was like, oh man, I gotta do this Superman crap today. I'm not feeling it. It's Halloween. I just want to hang out and drink, but I'm gonna put the big old extra large Superman suit on anyway. Come on, dude. The guy that they picked to play Superman, it doesn't look like him at all, man. He looks like I'm too old for this ish Superman. Like at 38.
It's like a son putting his dad's clothes on. His suit is just way too big for him, man. Way too big. I don't know. They need to
man. The dude that works at Jamba Juice found Superman's suit by mistake and is like, yo, I can rock this. If I just slick my hair back, I don't have to shave. Because, it's chic to have a beard. So I'm just going to leave the stubble and I'm just going to rock Superman's suit for a couple hours. It's too big on me, but whatever. Chicks like it anyway.
See, he got safety pins in the back of it, man.
The safety pins in the back. Everywhere he goes, he's going like this, pulling up the pants, and he has to constantly adjust the shoulder. Come on, man. It's not a good look. And it's funny because the Supergirl outfit, they had the cute little montage of her trying on the different versions. I'm just like, yo, as far as I'm concerned, all those look hot on you. But the last one is Supergirl. Rock with that one.
Right.
And then we got her cousin. I'm like, guys, but this isn't something new. I remember when I was going in on the Red Tornado, I thought he looked like a bummy, leather-clad, throwback to a Power Rangers villain. Remember that one? Wasn't feeling that one either.
The thing with these uniforms, and we had stated this before, it's bad with Hollywood when you can get cosplayers that have no budget at all, and they can make better costumes than some of these Hollywood or TV shows. You got to start, drawing a line somewhere in the sand, man. Get your butts together when it comes to the uniforms. If you can't do it,
yeah. There needs to be I don't know, not a renaissance. That's not the proper word, but there needs to be some sort of paradigm shift when it comes to the people that they choose in the industry, for these shows to do the costumes. This is a problem that they had in the movies. This is a problem that they have in the shows. I'm not going to sit there and go on them and say that they're all bad, that they're all crap, because one, I'm not of that cast, so I can't sit up there and be like, you guys just all suck, because that's not fair. But I feel like a lot of them, they use the same people. Mm-hmm. A lot of them have the same style.
Yeah.
And not like you usually say, Charles, it's the same style doesn't work for every single character.
Can't do that.
The same formula doesn't work for every single character. So, like you said, these cosplayers, dude, they make some brilliant designs when it comes to these characters. They need to bring some of those people out, man. That's why we had that show Face Off. But anyways, moving on, and other roastable news.
Keep the roast. Turn up the heat.
I saw a trailer this week, and it was for a movie called The Great Wall. And it's a movie about the Song Dynasty fighting what look like to be demons on the Great Wall, which, as most of you know, is located in China. The movie starring Matt Damon. Insert whatever meme, joke, soundbite you want to put in here.
Wow. The wall, it's in Jersey. The wall must be in Jersey, man.
I'm like the Great Wall, the one that's in the first thing that came out of my mouth when I saw Great Wall starring Matt Damon. I'm like, the one in China? Does New York have a Great Wall that I don't know about? It's even taking place in its proper era. And I'm like, how the hell did Matt Damon get there? And we were talking about this before the show. It's this whitewashing thing is so it's done with such regularity nowadays. I guess so. Nowadays, for decades now, this has gone on with such regularity that it almost constitutes being its own genre.
Basically,
it's like, yeah, though you have the whitewash genre where you just have these wild landscapes, space, ancient China, ancient feudal Japan, the frontier, the colonial era, and they're all the same protagonist. And the formula is you have this outsider that comes in, right? He gets indoctrinated in this group, and not only does he become one of them, right, but he becomes the best one. He's the best alien. He's the best Native American. He's the best samurai. Now he's the best warrior on the Great Wall in ancient China. Matt Damon. Come on, bro.
Well, that's like going back. I mean, it can go back as far as even with Elizabeth Taylor playing Cleopatra.
Cleopatra, yeah.
Even with this, it's like the Tarzan syndrome. You know what I mean? He goes into a country. You have all these Africans there. They can't do anything, but he comes in. He can talk to the animals and do all this stuff. And you understand? It makes absolutely no sense. It's like if you're going to do a movie, then you put the proper people in those roles, man. It's that simple. And I'm a Matt Damon fan, but that just
yeah. And totally, the funny thing about that is, if you'd cut the segments out with Matt Damon in them, I would have totally thought that this was like a Choi Hark or like a Yuan Wu-Ping type of flick where he's like doing fantasy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All the other characters look like they're Asian, and they all look like they're supposed to be there, and they look pretty good. I could still clown them on the grounds that why do they all have the emo haircut? It looks like they got product and gel in their stuff, and they're all supposed to be like soldiers and warriors and stuff like that. But that's neither here nor there. And then you have Matt Damon that's just stands out like a sore thumb in a sea of pinkies. Like, I don't get it, my boy.
Well,
I don't get it.
It's interesting. Movie news. That Harry Potter. There's another installment of Harry Potter.
Newt Scamander, yeah, and Strange Beasts and Where to Find Them.
The Cursed Child script. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
I know there's another one.
Oh, that's something else. I thought you were jumping on the other movie.
So I thought that was interesting. So then I started looking up, well, what else is coming out that they're going to hit us over the head and do over and over again? There's a new Mummy coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, you see?
Yeah.
There's a new Mummy, and it's Idris Elba's in it, and Tom Cruise is the star. So that's interesting.
And that's where they lost me. They had me at the pitch point because the Mummy was, the Mummy was for the first two at least. The first two were great, and the third one was crap. And then I heard, they're doing the Mummy again. Who's gonna play? Tom Cruise. Eject. Can't stand it. Can't stand it.
Fraser's out. Yeah.
Now is this the original? Now are they going to the Mummy that we know of, like what is it, a decade ago, whatever it is? Or are they gonna go back to like the old school?
I think this is gonna be more along the lines of Brendan Fraser's action-packed period piece version of the Mummy. Then again, they might try to take elements from the old one. You guys remember like the really old iteration of the Mummy's Tomb? That because they're trying to do over at Universal this whole shared universe with their monster movie properties. So you're going to have Frankenstein, you're going to have the Mummy, you're going to have the Wolfman. They already did Dracula with Dracula Untold. Wasn't a terrible movie, just wasn't fantastic. And like a few others, The Invisible Man, stuff like that. Cool concept. Okay. But it's Tom Cruise, man. Can't stand that guy, dude. That drone that plays the same guy in every single friggin' movie.
Oh, you got a new Jack Reacher coming out.
He's got a new Jack Reacher movie coming. I'm like, dude, I didn't care about the first one, so why should I be excited about him using corny ass 1990 something one-liners?
Because he's a tough guy.
Knocking dudes. Yeah, at my height, 5'7". Okay, yeah.
Jack Reacher, if you look at the Jack Reacher in a book, I was actually schooled on. Jack Reacher's a big effing dude in a book. He's not a little guy. So
the Jack Reacher books, he's like 6-something, like just solid. Like he's your favorite type of body build. Charles, he's built like, he's all boxy.
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
Nice chunky looking dude. And then you got Tom Cruise, who has to stand on boxes and platform shoes to just, make himself look bigger.
Love you, Tom. Don't get angry, man.
Sony might do another Flatliners.
Which one was Flatliners?
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's gone back.
Yeah, Kiefer Sutherland confirms.
That's the one where they would hook themselves up to the machine. They would die, and they would go, and then they would bring them back. They would bring them back. It was actually a decent movie.
I think I remember that. That was Kiefer Sutherland?
Kiefer Sutherland, yep.
I gotta look that one up. That kind of sounds familiar. The idea of they die and then they resuscitate them. Weren't they supposed to be like able to see ghosts or something like that?
I can't remember how it worked. If at one point I think they might have brought something back.
Oop, you still there?
I'm there.
Okay, lost you. And then Charlie's Angels is gonna have a reboot.
Next. Skip.
They bring it back the same angels or no?
I don't think so. I don't know. Elizabeth Banks is going to direct it. That's all I know.
See, this was my issue with Charlie's Angels. Okay, you go back to the TV show, right? Okay, it's believable. You get into the movies, they're like superheroes, man. You understand? I'm like, if you're going to make a movie, Charlie's Angels, make it realistic. Don't. It got to a point where they almost had like superpowers. I'm sorry, that was just me.
They were and the one with Lucy Liu and Drew Barrymore. They're flying. That's when they lost their friggin' minds with the wire work, and every other move was shot in mid. Oh, those were so terrible. My thing is this: it's a simple request. If you're gonna sit up there.
Oh, and I think the power of the Angels quieted you up real quick.
I think that's Tom Cruise. He's mad at me because I was going in on him a minute ago. He's hacking us right now. He's using those Mission Impossible skills. At any rate, one request that I would have, if you were going to go and do a reboot of Charlie's Angels, take more of a model from The Kingsman. Two movies. The Kingsman, okay, and James Bond Skyfall.
Oh, wow.
I would give you a shot. I'm at least willing to watch the trailer multiple times.
If they went a totally different direction, that would be awesome.
It's going to have to. Do you remember that corny crap that we saw? Try to watch the Charlie's Angels movies now.
No. That's torture.
Try.
I thought you liked me.
I dare you. I do, my boy. But come on, I dare you.
Well,
sit up there and watch
what about
that.
this? Okay. Johnny Quest.
I'm down with Johnny Quest. Give me more Johnny Quest.
That would be nice. That'd be a nice change, actually.
Johnny Quest, I'd go for it. Just take out some of the racial undertones that they had with Haji, and I think we're good.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I think we're good. Sim Salabim, come on, man. What is that? The magical Negro stuff. Push that down. Give me more Johnny Quest. That'd be great.
Now this is not old school. This is just a part 2. Creed 2. Michael B. Jordan said is going to happen.
Oh, we know it was going to happen.
We knew that.
But they set it up at the end. You going to see it?
I would. I thought the first one was good.
I saw it on, online. Sorry.
Yeah, they were setting that up from the jump, was what I heard.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad flick.
It was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
And
it wasn't. The thing that I liked about it too, it had a good balance between Stallone and.
It really did.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't like one was trying to up the other. They had a nice mix in the movie, man. And it was like almost like he sort of, I don't want to say he took a step back, but you know how you would get a star of his stature come in, movie has to be all about me. And it wasn't like that at all. It wasn't like that at all. And I think it's what made it work. It was a good balance.
Right.
Jordan, too. Yeah, they did it. It was good.
Blade Runner 2 is happening.
Yeah, I heard about I'm not excited about that at all. No. I love the first one so much. It was a movie that, even at like 9 and 10 years old, it's not a movie that I would like on paper as a kid, but I would watch it so freaking often. I'm like, it's untouchable, dude. Yeah. Untouchable. You can't really, you could try to add on to it, but for what it was, sci-fi noir, to be the first of its type, it was like a phenomenon over in Japan. Gotcha. They like emulated that so much in their style, and that's how we got animes like Ghost in the Shell.
Gotcha.
It's not going to have the same impact. It just isn't, because we're too used to this now.
Yeah,
it's had such a huge impact on the sci-fi genre as a whole. Anything that you produce afterwards that tries to replicate that will just come off as just false and hollow. Gotcha. So, speaking of false and hollow, segueing to the next bit of news that we have for you guys movie-wise, anybody remember The Rocketeer?
One of my favorite movies.
One of my favorite ones, too, as a kid. Disney. Yeah. So, they have plans to, if you look it up online, they have it listed as a Rocketeer reboot, but it really isn't, because just looking up my little notes that I took, it takes place like during the Cold War era. So it's after the events of the first Rocketeer movie, which constitutes being a sequel. And a big change that they've made is that the main character is no longer going to be the guy from the first one. It's going to be a girl, and she's African American.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of things that they're going to have to balance out and explain and make
Balance
it work
isn't
for
the
this
word,
one.
bro.
Yeah, in the Cold War era, you guys give me your 2 cents on that one. I have my doubts about that.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on this one because I probably get myself in all kind of trouble.
Well,
But
I mean, just the social unrest and things that were going on.
yeah.
I mean, how do you play that off in a film?
How's that gonna even work?
You know,
I don't know.
and
I
it's
don't
Disney.
know. And yeah, you can I guess, because one, it is Disney, but two, you can try to gloss over it like how Marvel and DC typically do with a lot of their stuff, but
It's the time era, though.
it's
That's
the time era, and it's the idea of their world in general. That was like a thing in the first Rocketeer movie. Pretty sure they brought it up in a couple instances, the issues of race and stuff like that. But like, again, I think you said something to the effect, Charles, of like placing characters where they fit. I'm not trying to like put words in your mouth,
No,
but it's
no, you're
like,
100% right. It's like right now, and I don't want people taking what I'm saying wrong. It's like the thing is now they want to take, and the thing is to have women in lead roles. That's it. But make sure the role fits. You know, don't just say, oh, well, everyone else is having a leading woman. We need to put one in there.
yeah, because girl power. Like,
Yeah, and I'm not being mean. I think women need more lead roles, but make sure the roles are for the woman. Make sure they're for the women. Don't just fit something in there just to say that you're doing it. No, it doesn't work.
Yeah, and I'm totally chill with that idea as long as you're giving me an actual character. I'm a story guy. If you give me fun, interesting characters that have layers, black, white, brown, boy, girl, animal, mineral, or vegetable, I'm in. Like, let me take a look at it.
What about ghosts?
But absolutely, ghosts are freaking awesome
There's
too.
not enough black ghosts in the movies.
There was Ghost Dad with Bill Cosby, but we all know where that was.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But my thing is, like, it's the exact same thing as how they did with Iron Man. She's a 15-year-old girl from MIT now, and I'm like, that's great, but why didn't you just make her own character? Why does she have to piggyback off of Iron Man? And I'm supposed to be hyped because they're just switching things up? No, if anything, I feel like that kind of just like
Maybe it's a
pigeonholes-
copyright issue.
Yeah, it's like if anything, it feels like they're pigeonholing some of these potentially good characters and making them just, bam, these flashpan characters simply because girls. That's my whole argument, because girls.
Yeah, I would like to see her come in. If she's so techie, have her come in with her own armor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, have her be like something brand new, like the female equivalent to like Amadeus Cho, who's just he's like MacGyver, right? Mixed with Jackie Chan. And he's a superhero because his intellect is his power. Like, that'd be great. Pair her up with him. Have them go on adventures and crap. You can even throw the lame romance angle in there. Teeny boppers.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be fun?
I
like you. I like you too.
Speaking of fun, one of the most anticipated superhero shows coming out.
Oh, yeah. Sweet Christmas. So we got a little bit more detail on the upcoming Luke Cage series, Marvel Netflix's Behemoth series franchises. They're picking up speed. Luke Cage is the next one that we have in the books. I do believe that they released the first 3 titles of the episodes that they're going to have in Luke Cage's first season. Funny little thing, a little like note that they added is that each episode is titled after a hip hop song. So that's like kind of a fun little nod that they're making to the hip hop culture. And considering the fact that, Luke Cage is from Harlem, and, there's this, from what I've seen in the trailers, there's this recurring theme of like being the king of New York. If you guys noticed, this has like been a thing since I want to say as early as the 90s. There's always been this idea in hip hop culture that you're just like a king of the city that you come from. If you come up, if you're a rapper, or if you're like an MC, you come up in a specific town. Once you reach a certain height, you go back to like home, to your hometown. You're like the king of that area.
Right.
That's what it was with Biggie. That's what it was with Tupac. That's what Kendrick Lamar did not all that long ago. I'm the king of New York, all that stuff. So it's funny how they work that into the superhero element, and it just kind of hints that they're trying to do their own thing with Luke Cage. He's not just going to be the next after Daredevil and Jessica Jones. His show is going to have its own feel and style and tone, and this particular one's going to be hip hop. So
I hope that they push it. You know what I mean? That's one thing. I pray that they push the show and not just have it there and then it gets sort of pushed to the background.
Yeah. I don't think they will. I think that they've earned the trust of their audience, as I always say, when it comes to their shows and their films, and I think it will carry that tone throughout. If you notice, Jessica Jones and Daredevil on paper are very similar, but just looking at how they are, Daredevil is more of a crime drama procedural, and Jessica Jones is definitely more of the psychological thriller.
Right.
So I think Luke Cage will definitely be more of the urban, crime drama thing, which is similar enough to Daredevil to get fans in, but different enough to where it can be its own thing and bring in new fans as well.
Right. And then also in this era of, I can't say social injustice because that's nothing new, but this era of pop culture is finally recognizing, it's starting to get there to the point, oh yeah, there's an issue, there's a problem. Here you have a black man that can't be shot.
He's bulletproof. Yeah.
This is awesome.
I'm so glad you brought that up because that's a historical thing with Luke Cage. He was created, I want to say in the 60s, 50s or 60s, somewhere around that time, where that was 60s, once, it's always been a problem, but it was most prevalent or most obvious when it comes to the media during that time.
Right.
So Luke Cage's creation and Marvel was a response, a direct response to that. And I think the matter of, police brutality, people of color, people in general just being killed by those who are in authority, that's still a salient issue that they're now it's like he's being rebirthed. And the whole argument of the black man who's bulletproof has kind of just become reborn in this generation. It's interesting.
What's crazy about that, draw a parallel with my character Ex-Con. I got so much flack because his name was Ex-Con and he was in jail. And I would go to the shows and I would do battle with people. But I put such a flip and a twist on it. After they read the book, they were coming back and pat me on the back because what you see
not
at your first picture is not what the story's about. And it's
exactly.
Yeah, and it's just it flipped people out.
Yeah.
And man, definitely. This is historical stuff with Luke Cage.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Back to the original stories from Marvel. Yeah.
Definitely say so. And it's just funny how it's kind of gone in this big cycle where he comes at a time when he's needed. He doesn't go away because Luke Cage has always kind of been there in Marvel, but when he's needed most, he'll circle right back to start. So, yeah. So at any rate, moving on to casting news, there should be a picture of the adorable actress who will be playing Iris West in the film version of The Flash. This film version, which will be starring Ezra Miller. And Seven, do you have the name for her? Because I'm totally drawing a blank on her right now. Kiersey Clemens, right?
Right then.
Anybody have that? I'm pretty sure that's her name, so I think we're good. But yeah, she was in Dope. She is entirely too cute, and I think she'll do a good job. I know there are two other actresses that were up for the role, and of the three, she was the one that I was rooting for. I believe low key, because I can't actually just come out and be like, yeah, I totally advocate this character for this role, but I think. I think she'll do a good job. Should be dope. She was likable and dope.
Yep.
And I think she has the acting chops where she can pull off Iris.
Oh yeah, she can pull that off.
Yeah, and she's light enough to where people can be like, oh well, she could be this, that, and the third, and no one will really know, and it won't be an issue of why are they just making her black? I don't understand. Da 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 da.
And you're right, Kiersey Clemens.
Kiersey Clemens. Yeah, I know her name. There we go. I didn't mess that up. Oh.
Just in case. Be like, hey.
Yeah. And the other one, what was the other girl's name? You were really hyped on her. I think you're kind of disappointed, Seven.
Which one?
Was the name Erla?
Oh, no. I mean, no. They chose well.
Okay. All right, good. Because I thought there might have been a little bit of salt.
When is Flash supposed to hit theaters?
I want to say 28. probably like 2018 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So around that time, I could be wrong. 2017, 2018, I'm thinking somewhere around there is when we're going to get the Flash. Because
got
prior
some time.
to that, this is actually a good story. Prior to that, we're going to have, of course, Justice League and what's the other one that I'm missing that comes out this week? Suicide Squad.
Right.
Which we were saying this before the show, like Suicide Squad, it's like the proving grounds for Warner Brothers and DC. Because they have their cast, they're assembling their films, but all that's going to be for naught if their movies are complete trash.
Right.
And I think Suicide Squad's going to be like the tipping point.
I'm telling you, I'm going in with a big bottle of liquor and bust it off like a bottle of wine and bust it off the door before I go in. Because I'm serious, man. I am praying for these guys. They got to bring it. Because if Suicide Squad blows it, man, I tell you what. I don't know if I can't get the word. I'm not the Avengers. Justice League is going to gain any grip. People are going to lose faith in DC, man. People are going to lose faith in DC.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on all my friends that were saying, oh my God, Warner Brothers and DC won Comic-Con this year. I'm like, bro, if they're not giving us good movies, does it matter if their trailers look bomb? Like, I'm going to go see it. I'm definitely going to be there this weekend when it comes out. That comes out Thursday for certain shows, but the official drop date for the Suicide Squad's Friday, August 5th. I'm going to be there. We're all going to come back the next show, so tune in for us and see what our in-depth review will be for the Suicide Squad.
It's no good. It's like they put out these previews. You know, the stuff looks good. Then we go to the movie. It's basically like trash. That's like someone giving you a Lamborghini with a go-kart motor in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, precisely. There you go. I don't even know cars, but that's a perfect analogy.
Yeah, it's not
like, you're going to get the hovercraft from Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, but then you come out, it's like a moped. It's like,
yeah, it's no sense in that.
Like, come on, man. I thought I was getting, the official stuff. Come on.
Speaking of the stars, Star Trek was it's okay. It was good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. That's it. It wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad.
I still feel that the first one and the second one were better, but there wasn't a lot going on, and I was expecting that because Justin Lin doesn't seem like the busiest guy on earth when it comes to his films, but visuals were good, actors were phenomenal as always.
Right.
It was kind of bittersweet seeing Anton Yelchin, just knowing that he's no longer around. It was kind of sad seeing his scenes because he was such a good Chekhov.
Right.
Such a good Chekhov. But overall, it was good.
I have some issues with the whole parallel universe Spock thing because, it was good. It doesn't make sense.
Sure it does.
Because he wouldn't exist.
Yes, no, he would still exist. Think about it like this way. If you're on an island.
Right.
And there's another island that's next door, right? You jump from one island to the other, and that island that you were previously on sinks into the ocean. You still exist. You're just on a different island now. Like, the timeline changed the minute that the Romulan dude went from his dimension, his realm, to ours. And Spock followed him. So they both still exist. They don't cease to exist. They're just in a different timeline now.
Okay, but how come he has at the end of this version, he had a picture of all of them together? Wouldn't that change too?
No, not necessarily, because it was from his timeline. He took it from his dimension.
Okay.
The picture still exists. He brought it over when he left.
Gotcha.
He just gave it to Spock, so it doesn't cease to exist.
So it's not one of those things where...
No, it ain't.
It's not a timeline thing. It's a dimension thing.
No, it's a dimensional thing. It was from their timeline, but he's in a different dimension. It's not the Back to the Future logic where the photo will start to disappear the longer you start to change things. It was a different beast altogether.
Gotcha. So, okay.
Poor explanation. I'm sorry, but that's the best I got.
I'll take it because Drew said it. You know what I'm saying?
Don't ever do that. No, it's not a good thing.
I'll take that.
That's fine.
All right. Well, the last thing I have is the Red Hood reboot or rebirth, should I say?
I liked it. I mean, was it live action or anime?
That's the thing. I'm trying to find out more information if it's just doing another comic book rebirth. But it would be
I'm thinking,
dope if it was...
when you say Red Hood Rebirth, do you mean the comic or is there some sort of
That's what there's like a rumor mill, and I'm trying to see if it's because that would be awesome if they did Red Hood. See, the thing is, you don't think so?
My thing with Red Hood is this.
Okay.
They don't know what they want to do with him right now.
Oh, okay.
In New 52, they kind of turned him from the brooding apprentice of Batman into the kind of smart alecky Han Solo-esque team runner, where he was with Starfire and what's the other Archer dude's name? Not Speedy. Roy Harper, whose name what his street name was, Arsenal. There we go.
Okay.
It was fun. I own the run of Red Hood and the Outlaws, but now they have the rebirth thing. So I'm like, is he going to go back to being the mopey, broody guy that kills people and was upset because Batman didn't kill Joker?
Okay.
Because he beat the brakes off of him with that crowbar, and he feels that he should have died for that. That the Joker should have been killed for that. I don't know. He could be problematic.
Gotcha.
So I'll give it a shot, but I'm kind of iffy at this point when it comes to Red Hood. He needs a good story and good characters to back him up.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Well, you heard it first, people. You heard it first. Leave some comments, talk to us, hit us up, and glad that you enjoyed another episode. Thank you, guys. What are you guys up to this week? Any movies you trying to check out this particular week besides Suicide Squad?
I'm going straight Suicide Squad,
Okay.
man. I might even dress up.
Oh wow.
I gotta see if I gotta find my Deathstroke shirt in my collection and rock that one there, because he needs to show up next. If they make another Suicide Squad movie, he needs to be in the sequel, Deathstroke.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Go.
I could see that.
Yeah, that would be good.
All
Yeah.
right. Check us out next week, same time. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Charles. Next week, we will be here. You will be here also.
Here!